Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm scrapbooking this photo of Christopher and I in front of the bed and breakfast in Leavenworth called Abendblume. I've got my kit, so let's see what I can do. All right guys, so I am taking this paper right here, and I had a moment where I was like, oh, maybe I want to use that yellow floral side again, but I did not. I decided to go ahead and use that kind of painted looking striped side. Thought about using that kind of harsher striped paper, but ultimately decided that is not what I wanted to do. I did find this journaling paper in the 6x8 paper pad, so I went ahead and pulled that out. Since it had that big old rainbow on it, I decided to bring out the rainbow paper as well. Grabbed a sheet of white cardstock so that I could cut that down as well, and then go ahead and have a photo mat there. So I normally cut down 8.5 by 11 cardstock into photo mats when I'm doing 4x6 photos. But you know, the white paper was just so easy and so available, and it was right there, and I didn't feel like going and getting into the other paper at this moment. I'm trying to figure out how I want to have this onto the page. I knew I wasn't going to use the entire 6x8 piece of paper there. I knew I wanted to cut it down just to have a small journaling space, and I wasn't exactly sure what that was going to look like. So I did start pulling things out. I kind of minimalized that wood grain border around that piece, and where I cut the top, I kind of made it similar on the other two sides that would be peeking out. Really like this pink polka dotted paper. I thought that it was a good match for everything that was going on here. This is definitely a very colorful layout, which I can definitely appreciate. Now, nestling, let's talk about that real quick. See how that pink piece of paper ends, and where the C and celebrate and the rainbow starts, and it nestles right in there. I really liked that, like really liked that. Just moved it around though, because I guess I didn't want to keep it that way, because I was trying to bring in some other things as well. So as you can see, I am bringing in this die cut right here that says best day ever. And honestly, you guys, I know that a lot of people feel like best day ever is something that is very overused in the paper crafting industry. But let me just tell you, there are a couple times where I am going to use best day ever and not even bat an eye about it, right? Any day at Disney, anything I'm scrapbooking when we're at Disney, it's going to be a best day ever. Anytime Christopher and I are on an adventure together, it's going to be a best day ever. And I could put that on every single layout, every single time, and it wouldn't bug me one little bit. Or the fact that it says best day ever, the monotony of having the same thing over and over and over again might bug me, but the sentiment, not so much. So I'm trying to figure out how to get some things on this page. I want to do some of that nestling I was telling you about, since I kind of got rid of it with that pink piece of paper. I thought that that heart was going to go and nestle into the word there, but it did not. What I am going to do is put some fun foam underneath of my photo and this little journaling spot right here. That way I can tuck these chipboard pieces underneath of those papers, and there's not going to be any weird, awkward like humps in the paper because of it. Now I am trying to figure out how I want these to go and how I want them to layer up on top of each other. I am going to go ahead and peel the backing off of one of those chipboard banners right here. But I'm also trying to figure out if that is really where I want that sentiment, or if it needs to go someplace else. Ultimately, I figure out where it's going to go, which is a good thing because this layout did take a hot minute to complete. Because I just futzed around with everything so much. Like I just kept fiddling and fiddling and fiddling with it. On this day that I created this layout, I was off of work and just like really struggled with getting into my creative groove. You know what I mean? Sometimes where you're just like, I like this, but it's not exactly what I like. And it was one of those days where, I was pushing my own boundaries and pushing my own rules where, done is better than perfect. And for some reason, I could not stop messing around with this layout. So, like I said, sometimes done is better than perfect, and sometimes you're just gonna mess around with the things until you're done, until you're finally done. So I was trying to figure out how in the world I was going to add in these things that I really wanted to put on the layout, and it felt like everything that I put down was working, and then I would put something else down, and it just kind of ruined what I had going on in the first place. But it's fine. This is just, moving around a lot of little pieces, trying to figure out what I can build up together. Ultimately, I am going to finally just give up on some of these things that really had, no business being on the layout. The scale didn't work, the size didn't work, the colors just weren't there for me. I really thought I needed to bring in that square wood piece right there with the 3 hearts on it. And once I kind of gave that up and didn't have that in the back of my mind about something that had to be on the layout, came together a lot quicker, right? Like once I decided, nope, done with that, everything worked out a lot better. So there is that. I did decide that I needed to cover up the join between the blue cardstock and the diagonal kind of brushed striped paper there. It just felt like it wasn't really finished off. At first I thought I was going to use that pink paper because it reminded me of the pink pattern paper, but ultimately I decided that it kind of blended in a little bit too much, and what I needed to do really was to bring in some gold, so I used some gold washi tape. That is losing its sticky, so I had to adhere it down. And then I pulled out some of these brads and buttons, and I pulled the enamel piece off of the button because the button was a little bit too thick in the space that I had chosen for it. And then I put these little bits over here, and that took a minute to figure out what exactly I wanted to do and where exactly I wanted the pieces of paper to live. Like, did I want the green poking out of the top and the left, or just the left? Like, these were the big decisions I was making, you guys. Decided to decorate a little bit more with some words, and then I decided to put some fun foam underneath of that banner because it was kind of leaning down, and we didn't need anything to lean down. And then, you guys, I decided to go ahead and put some bows up here with these 2 little diagonal pieces so that they are more like tags instead of just squares popped down there. And then after that, I'm going to get some journaling down on the page, and that is going to do it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love the time that you spend with me, and I just want to say I pulled out that rainbow paper because I had that big old rainbow out there, and then look, you can barely see any of the rainbow paper. I covered it, almost all of it up. But things like that happen, right? I know it's there, you know it's there. It's still, I'm happy with the final layout, and that is what matters. Also decided I needed a little bow on the T of best day ever. So finally, that's going to do it for this layout, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.